everyone, we're going to simplify roots of real numbers, and these are the 3 examples that we are doing. So for the first one, we're dealing with cube roots. So we have the cube root of -8. We break it down, cube root of x squared and cube root of y. If you take the cube root of -8, and you need to know your cube roots, that's going to be -2. Because -2 times -2, let's do this, times -2 times -2 is equal to -8. So we can take the cube root. Now, you can't simplify this. This number, the power has to be bigger than the root, and it's not. So we have to keep those inside our cube root sign. So it's going to be x squared y. Now the next one, we need to find the 6th root of 64, the 6th root of c to the 6th, and the 6th root of a to the 5th. All right, so you also need to know, when we're doing this, your powers of 2 and 3. So for 2, if you look at this, we have our 64. And so we can take the 6th root of 64 is just going to be 2. Now this one, the 6th root of c is just c. However, since c is to the odd power, we have to put absolute value signs on this. So if you're ever going from even to odd, then you have to put absolute value. For example, if you had the 5th root, well, that's, let me try to think of another one. Let's see, 4th root of 16x to the 4th. So the 4th root of 16 is just going to be 2. And when you take the 4th root of x to the 4th, you get x. But since this is even, any number you put in here is going to be positive. So you can't just leave the x, you have to put absolute value. So if you're going from an even number for your power and you reduce it to an odd number, you have to do the absolute value. So it's kind of right there. So we're going to do absolute value of c. Now the power is smaller than our root, so we have to keep that in as is. 6th root of a to the 5th power. And that would be your final answer. Now the last one, we're going to have to break this down. So I'm trying to pick perfect squares that will divide that. So I take 460 and divide that up. You can use the calculator to help you out. That's going to be 4 times 115. So what I can do is write this as, this is a square root. So write this as a square root of 4 times 115 times the square root of x cubed times square root of y to the 4th. All right, and this can be broken down as square root of 4 times square root of 115. So square root of 4 is just 2. So you have 2 times the square root of 115. For this one, I can write this as square root of x squared times x, or square root of x squared times the square root of x. So I can pull, square root of x squared is just x. So when you pull that out, notice that we're changing from, this is square root. That should be a 2 there. Since we have a even number here and we're going to odd, we're going to have to put that as, just a minute, absolute value of x. So this is the absolute value of x. But this we're going to keep inside. So we have our x inside because we can't pull him out of the radical sign. Now this one, we're going to have let's see, square root of y to the fourth. So that's the square root of y squared times square root of y squared, which gives you y times y, which is y squared. Now this one we don't have to put the absolute value sign on, because if you put a negative in there, it's going to turn positive. So your final answer is just going to be 2 times absolute value of x times y squared times this radical that I've been working on, 115x. And that's your final answer. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.